Welcome to Tibet. The Qinghai Tibet Plateau, located in southwestern China, covers an area of over 1.22 million square kilometers and sits at an average elevation of several thousand meters above sea level. It is this remarkable altitude that has earned it the name, the Roof of the World. The region is defined by the Himalayas, Mount Everest, vast grasslands, and its signature turquoise lakes. Beyond its striking landscapes, Tibet is also a center of Tibetan Buddhism, with iconic landmarks such as the Potala Palace. In addition, the Losar Festival, the traditional Tibetan New Year, plays a key role in shaping the unique cultural identity of this land. From its deep-rooted cultural and spiritual values, this journey takes us to a place where the boundary between humanity and the sky almost disappears. Everest Base Camp. Located at an altitude of about 5,364 meters on the southern slope of the Himalayas in Nepal, Everest Base Camp serves as a crucial stop on the journey to Mount Everest. This area is part of the Tibetan Plateau system, formed by geological collisions tens of millions of years ago and widely known as the Roof of the World. The trekking route was established in the early 20th century and gained global popularity after 1953, when Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay successfully summited Everest, opening up a route of over 60 kilometers across the Khumbu Glacier. With no permanent structures, the camp is made up of specialized tents set up seasonally on ice and rock, creating a temporary yet globally symbolic space. Traveling through thin air and icy terrain requires strong physical endurance and adaptability, making it one of the world's most iconic adventure travel experiences. From the journey of pushing physical limits and conquering altitude at Everest Base Camp, the experience gradually shifts into a completely different space, one where the goal is no longer to conquer, but to show respect. Mount Kailash. Located in western Tibet along the Himalayas, Mount Kailash rises to about 6,638 meters and is considered one of the most sacred mountains in the world, associated with four major religions: Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Bon. In Hindu belief, it is regarded as the dwelling place of Lord Shiva, while in Buddhism, Kailash is seen as a spiritual center, giving it a sacred significance that has endured for thousands of years. The mountain has a near-perfect natural pyramid shape with four symmetrical faces, surrounded by a cold, arid plateau and Lake Manasaravar. The Kora pilgrimage route, about 52 kilometers around the base of the mountain, attracts thousands of devotees each year, where travelers walk for days through thin air and harsh terrain. The fact that no one has ever reached the summit of Kailash, along with the many mystical stories surrounding it, has made this one of the most unique destinations, blending physical challenge with spiritual exploration in Tibetan travel. Leaving behind the sacred lands of the West, the journey continues eastward, where the landscape gradually shifts into green forests, seas of clouds, and a rich ecosystem rarely seen on the Tibetan Plateau. Yamdrok Lake. At an elevation of over 4,400 meters on the Tibetan Plateau, Yamdrok is one of the rare lakes in the world whose full beauty can only truly be seen from above. From Khamba La Pass, the lake reveals itself in shifting turquoise tones, winding into long, flowing shapes across the dry landscape, a view that is nearly impossible to fully capture from any other vantage point. Stretching over 70 kilometers with no outlet to the sea, Yamdrok is an inland lake that holds special significance in Tibetan beliefs. Local people believe that the lake's water level is directly tied to the survival of the land, making it not just a natural landscape, but an essential part of spiritual life. The contrast between the deep blue water and the barren mountain slopes creates a very distinct visual structure. Along the hills surrounding the lake, scattered herds of yaks can be seen, clearly showing how people adapt to the harsh conditions at this altitude. From the open natural space of Yamdrok, the journey continues deeper into the structure of belief, where religion is not only present in the landscape, but also shapes the entire way of life. Tashilhunpo Monastery. Located in the city of Shigatse in western Tibet, Tashilhunpo is one of the largest and most important Tibetan Buddhist monasteries in the region, built in 1447. It serves as the seat of the Panchen Lama, the second highest figure in Tibetan Buddhism, making it not only a religious center, but also a place of significant spiritual authority. Tashilhunpo stands out from a distance with its structures spreading along the mountainside, featuring white walls combined with distinctive golden roofs, forming a striking presence against the dry plateau. In Sit, the complex includes multiple prayer halls, large courtyards, and living quarters for hundreds of monks, clearly reflecting the scale of a monastery that is still active. Leaving behind the religious center shaped by architecture and people, Tibet opens into another layer of space. where nature returns to the center with a scale beyond familiar limits. Mount Shishapangma. Located in southern Tibet near the border with Nepal, Shishapangma stands at 8,027 meters and is one of the 14 peaks in the world that rise above 8,000 meters. It is also the only one among them that lies entirely within China, giving it a unique position within the Himalayas. Compared to Everest or Lhotse, Shishapangma is less well known and far less commercialized, preserving much of the original character of a high mountain. The terrain here includes wide glacial slopes, snow-filled valleys, and continuous mountain ranges, creating the open, expansive landscape typical of the Tibetan Plateau. From distant viewpoints, the entire mountain mass appears clearly defined, unobstructed by surrounding peaks, allowing a full view of an 8,000-meter summit, something rarely seen in the Himalayas. Amid these massive mountains and harsh terrain, human settlements still take shape, reflecting how life is organized in an environment that is far from favorable. The Himalayas. The Himalayas are not only the highest mountain range in the world, but a massive geological system that is still forming, where peaks like Everest are only the visible result of a collision process between two continental plates that has lasted tens of millions of years. Stretching over 2,400 kilometers, this range forms a natural wall separating the Tibetan Plateau from the Indian subcontinent, while also trapping monsoon systems from the Indian Ocean and blocking cold air from the north. This mechanism has shaped the climate and water sources for much of Asia, where billions of people depend on rivers that originate from the Himalayas. The landscape of the Himalayas is not uniform, but changes across elevation layers, from life-filled valleys to regions of permanent snow and ice. It is also home to all 14 peaks above 8,000 meters, creating an unmatched concentration of high summits anywhere in the world. What makes the Himalayas unique is their scale and how they function as a complete system, where terrain, climate, and water sources are closely interconnected rather than existing separately. This makes the range not just a landscape, but a defining factor for the environment of an entire region. Leaving the Himalayas, the terrain gradually lowers and opens up, giving way to flatter plateau regions that appear as a quiet space suspended between the mountains and the sky. Namtso. At an elevation of about 4,718 meters, Namtso is one of the highest saltwater lakes in the world and one of the three major sacred lakes of Tibet. Unlike typical lakes, Namtso is not defined by its shoreline or scale, but by a sense of openness that feels almost without end. Covering more than 1,900 square kilometers, the lake stretches across a vast, empty plateau, where the surrounding terrain is almost entirely devoid of trees or structures. The water shifts from light blue to deep blue depending on the light, but it is the contrast with the dry land that creates its most distinctive image. In Tibetan belief, Namtso is considered a sacred lake associated with pilgrimage, where people believe that walking around the lake brings spiritual purification. However, the harsh conditions, strong winds, thin air, and low temperatures make the experience here more about feeling than simply observing. From the still surface of Namtso, the journey leads toward Lhasa, where Norbulingka appears as a rare green space, complete contrast to the barren plateau left behind. Norbulingka Palace. Located in Lhasa, Norbulingka was built in the 18th century and served as the summer residence of successive Dalai Lamas. Unlike defensive palaces such as the Potala, this complex was designed as a large garden, covering more than 36 hectares with lakes, greenery, and low-rise structures spread throughout. What makes Norbulingka distinctive is that it is one of the very few green spaces on the Tibetan Plateau where palace architecture is directly integrated with the natural landscape. The halls, corridors, and gardens are arranged in an open layout, reflecting a lifestyle centered on retreat rather than ritual. The space here reveals another aspect of religious authority, not only as a place for administration and ceremonies, but also as a living and resting environment for the Dalai Lama during the summer months. Nyingchi and Mount Namcha Barwa. Hidden in southeastern Tibet, Nyingchi sits at an altitude of around 3,000 meters and is one of the rare regions with a humid climate and lush forests within the otherwise dry, cold plateau. Stretching along the Yarlung-Tsangpo River, it once served as an ancient trade corridor and reflects a blend of indigenous culture and Tibetan Buddhism. A highlight of the region is Mount Namcha Barwa, standing at about 7,782 meters, located at the Great Bend of the Yarlung-Tsangpo River, and considered one of the most inaccessible peaks in the Himalayas. Its rugged terrain and harsh climate kept it isolated for a long time, earning it the nickname, the Shy Mountain. At its base lies the Yarlung Tsangpo Grand Canyon, regarded as the deepest in the world, where dramatic elevation changes create a rare contrast between snow-capped peaks and tropical forests. Visitors often trek through forest trails, experience multiple climate zones, and chase the fleeting moment of Golden Mountain at sunrise, when sunlight briefly turns the peak a glowing gold. Alongside this, traditional wooden monasteries and the spiritual life of the Tibetan people are still well preserved, with rituals such as raising lungta prayer flags and chanting prayers. Around March to April, the Peach Blossom Festival takes place, bringing a vibrant and unique charm to Nyingchi unlike anywhere else in Tibet. From this gentle greenery, the journey moves deeper into harsher lands, where the landscape becomes more barren, raw, and almost completely removed from traces of modern life. Lhasa, the religious and historical center of Tibet. Located in the heart of the Tibetan Plateau, Lhasa sits at an altitude of about 3,650 meters and is not only the capital, but also the political, cultural, and religious center of the entire region. The city was established in the 7th century during the reign of King Songtsen and has been closely tied to the development of Buddhism for over 1,300 years. Here, Jokang Temple holds the most sacred status, with a history of more than 1,300 years and an architectural style that blends Indian, Nepalese, and Tibetan influences. Surrounding the temple is Barkhor Street, where pilgrims continuously spin prayer wheels while performing full-body prostrations step by step. Visitors often join the flow, walking the Kora around the temple and truly feeling the rhythm of spiritual life in the heart of the city. Leaving the center, Drakyarpa Monastery is tucked into the rocky cliffs to the east, featuring a system of meditation caves over 1,300 years old. It was once a retreat for King Songtsen and many lamas. Visitors can climb the stone steps along the mountainside, access each cave, and observe these spiritual spaces set within the harsh terrain. From this vibrant center, the road continues toward quieter outskirts, where wide valleys preserve the traces of origins and the stories of beginnings. Guge Kingdom. After the collapse of a dynasty in the 9th century, a new center of power emerged in this harsh plateau region, once thriving before eventually becoming a remarkable stop in today's exploration journey. But after more than 700 years of existence, it suddenly disappeared in 1635, leaving behind a great mystery as over 100,000 people seemingly vanished without a trace. Today, visitors can walk through layers of abandoned structures clinging to cliff faces, move along narrow passageways, and truly feel the space of an empire that once existed in the midst of unforgiving nature. Surrounding the area is a system of walls covered with thousands of carved stones bearing ancient symbols and scripts, where travelers can both explore and observe the remaining traces, creating an experience that blends history, archaeology, and a truly unique travel journey. In the end, the journey comes to a close in a land where people, culture, and identity still remain vividly present, standing as a living testament to adaptation and survival through time. The journey through Tibet comes to a pause here, but what it leaves behind is not just breathtaking landscapes, but also a sense of how small we are before nature and the quiet depth of a land rich in spiritual meaning. From the challenges of Everest Base Camp, the sacred presence of Kailash, to the untouched plateaus and unique cultural life, each destination offers a completely different perspective on the world, both harsh and deeply captivating. If you found this journey interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel, and stay tuned for more adventures ahead. In the next video, we'll continue exploring an even more mysterious and fascinating land, where the landscapes and stories will truly surprise you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.